Grand opening, grand closing. Goddamn, your man ego cracked the can open again. Cancel that. I'll buy another one. Days after his confrontation with Jaron Boots Ennis, Vergil Ortiz gets unexpected bad news about his dream fight. In this video, I'm going to talk about Vergil's dream fight with Errol Spence Jr. and let you know what that bad news is. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, this is not bad news to me. This is bad news to Vergil Ortiz and his fans. Hey, boo-boo. Vergil Ortiz knocked out Lubin. Post-fight, Boots got in the ring, who was in attendance, had some trouble in getting to the event with the government shutdown and flying and air traffic controllers quitting their jobs and all types of stuff, right? Still, Boots made it to Vergil's fight to show the world it was a sign of good faith that that's the fight he wants. That's the fight he's pushing for, and he's trying to lock that in. So it looked like this was a good and big moment, and people start getting inspired like, yeah, 2026 is about to go up. Boots, Ortiz, great fight, both in prime, both undefeated, yada, yada, yada. The next day, I'm not even being funny, the very next day, Ortiz and his team, actually the same night, but Ortiz's team came out, his manager, and they're talking a whole different, like, you see the face-off with Vergil and Boots, but look at my post. After heated face-off, Vergil Ortiz's manager is suggesting that Ortiz fight Errol Spence Jr., not Jaron Boots Ennis next. And I'm like, yo, what? Where did this come from? Right? I think Ortiz, this is an actual post from him. I think Vergil Ortiz versus Errol Spence at Cowboy Stadium, the biggest all-Texas matchup in history. We don't care. Charlo versus Boots as the co-main. So now he's Boots' matchmaker. He's telling you who Boots should fight as well. And it's not Vergil. And the winners fight each other, just might be fire, makes sense. Charlo and Boots both turned down Ortiz. We don't care. The fight can happen now. If you said they turned down a previous offer, how many times in boxing have you seen where a fight didn't happen on the first attempt? Look at the biggest fight of all time. Floyd made hard work, dedication. Like my dad, he told me when I used to come home, they said we got to work on homework. But I said, homework, put on that boxing. And Manny Pacquiao, I believe he's going to bite me 45, right? The biggest fight, Maypac, did not happen on the first attempt. We know this. Pacquiao said he was afraid of needles. Floyd said take the test. Then years later, Floyd made a call directly to Pacquiao's Jack, and he was like, yo, I got this deal. It's a package deal, flat rate, 40 mil, blah, blah, blah. Pacquiao hung up the phone, as the story goes. Then they end up fighting. It took Les Moonves and HBO and Showtime years later. So I just gave you an example of the biggest fight of all time, how it did not happen on the first occurrence or even the second, right? There were many failed attempts, and Pacquiao sued Floyd Mayweather for defamation and slander. Some of y'all don't know. So that fight, and there was issues with the Olympic-style testing. Pacquiao didn't want to take the test, blah, blah, blah. The rest is history. So that's proof positive that sometimes it's not cookie cutter clean where the fight just happens, one negotiation. Errol Spence, when he was fighting Terrence Crawford, there was well-documented negotiations. And then at the 11th hour, Crawford didn't like the deal, and he went on to fight David Avocado and left Errol Spence, and he fought nobody. And then they came back to it. Errol was about to fight Keith Thurman. Thurman got in like a little fender bender accident again. And then the Crawford opportunity, because he had already completed the Avanesian fight, then they end up negotiating again. The rest is history. Crawford beats him, becomes undisputed. So why are you telling us about Charlo and Boots turned down? Like, we don't even care about that. Boots got in his face and had a face-off, y'all can fight now. It still makes all the sense in the world. But unfortunately for us boxing fans, this is what we have to endure. Where Amir Khan and Kell Brook, they were on like a variety show or whatever, some type of show in the UK, arguing live and then everybody wanted to see the fight domestically in the UK, in America. People wanted to see that fight. It didn't happen for like 10, 12 years or whatever. So this is what happens in boxing. It looks very bad for Vergil Ortiz's team to be talking about Errol Spence Jr., who's been MIA, coming off of a loss because it's Vergil's dream fight when Boots just confronted you. And then I got another video coming later on, so make sure you guys subscribe. There's more unbelievable stuff from Team Ortiz. But that video, I'm preparing it right now. So this is not a good look. Now, time for the bad news when it comes to Vergil Ortiz and his dream fight. Boxing reporter Dan Rafael. Boom! You guys see it on your screen, and I will read it to you. A fan says, I am going to be so disappointed if Vergil Ortiz ends up fighting Errol Spence instead. Boxing reporter Dan Rafael says, not going to happen. Per the source, DAZN, which has dibs on Vergil Ortiz's fights, they will not allow that fight to happen. And DAZN is exerting intense pressure on Golden Boy to get the Jaron Boots Ennis fight done. Let's go. Yeah, DAZN. Okay, DAZN. Let's get it. Yeah, DAZN. That's exactly right. The world is craving and anticipating a fight with Jaron Ennis. The world did not ask for in 2026 Vergil to go AWOL and go a whole different direction. Because look at it. What would the whole purpose of having an intense face-off be if you're just going to dip out and fight a person off of a loss in a layoff like Errol Spence? That makes you look bad. I don't care if you're the biggest Vergil Ortiz fan. Boots is winning the PR war right now. I don't care about in the past. Right now, Boots is winning the PR war. Do you understand how bad that looks? That you just got confronted in a face-off we all watched live after you knocked out somebody. Before that, even at Boots' fight, the conversation was Vergil Ortiz. They were asking him about it. And then all of a sudden, he wins by first round knockout. You win by second round knockout. And then you and your team are out here talking about fighting an inactive Errol Spence, who we don't even know where he's been or what his next move is. And then now come to find it, DAZN canceled that. They like, we don't want that. We want what we seen, which is you and Boots. So to be honest, this don't make Boots look timid. It makes Vergil's side look extremely bad because you're trying to find a way out, it appears, while the heat is in the kitchen. You trying to go to the bathroom. You trying to excuse yourself because it's getting hot in the kitchen. There's no other justification. You're like, oh, but Errol's my dream fight. Okay. A lot of people had dreams. Allen Iverson's dream was to be a football player, and he ended up playing basketball. Who cares? Things change. He was good at basketball, equally good. So, you know what I mean? I don't care about what your dream fight is. You say you're for the people. You say you're the people's champ. You're on a collision course with Boots. Nobody has requested you fight Errol Spence recently. Maybe a couple years ago, but that's how boxing works. In boxing, things can change in the blink of an eye, and fights either go up in value or they go down in value. Just like a car. You know what I mean? If you have a certain type of car that is limited edition or one-on-one, okay, that might appreciate. But most cars depreciate in value. And boxing is the same way. There are these fights where Mayweather-Pacquiao, that was the one rare car from the 65, this Mustang, that appreciated, where years passed, 5-6 years passed, and they made a lot more money than they would have made if they would have fought when Floyd said take the test initially. But boxing, just like car sales, more often than not, your fight's going to depreciate. Right after you drive it off the lot is one of many, and other people could get that same Kia or Mazda, and it is nothing really exclusive about it to the point where it will retain its value. So Errol Spence and Vergil might have been a desired fight years ago, but that was before he lost to Crawford, lost all his belts, blah, blah, blah. So Vergil is not looking good here. Let me know how I did in the video, which was excellent. I'm out.